So here it is that you have the government, state officials. So you know it's money involved. And they're going to tell the church, well, they say separation from church and state, but then they tell the church that you got to marry these people. So it's like, ye hypocrites, ye lying vipers, you brood of vipers that get together and form a special court and disrespect law based on your money changers, and people who these special groups interests or homosexual interest groups or sexual interest groups. And so they say at one thing separation of church and state. Now they're legislating what churches can do, and churches have always been sovereign unto to how they do. So now they're saying institutions like Catholic Charities and the other these things are discriminatory because of this, and homosexuals don't care about that. It's like it's always what's convenient. So it's just like what they're doing is really wicked. It's really wicked, and something a scripture keeps coming to mind. It's like, and it's this Pilate. Pilate, I mean, Pilate was a ruthless. He was horrible man. Pilate eventually got kicked out of office for brutality. So I mean, he was a Roman. So I mean, among sharks, Romans, these political, governmental things. I mean, horrible. I mean, these people would crucify you and then hang you out on the street. They were just the brutal people. You know, and but among the brutal shark infested people, Pilate was worse. He actually got kicked out of office for brutality. But so that's bad, right? But but when it came to Christ, he didn't want to touch the man. This man was innocent. He ain't do nothing to nobody. And he couldn't find any fault with him. He talked to him a few times. His wife even had a dream and told him, "Don't touch this. Don't do this." Now, so he figured out a way. Now, the people wanted to do evil, right? So they had Barabbas. And so he found out a way through the law to have the people pick. At least that, this is not what these government officials are doing. They're picking for themselves. They're the kangaroo court that is just condemning this, condemning marriage, for the sake of their money and their sexual interest groups. And so, so, so Pilate literally didn't want to deal with this. And then after he had to deal with it, he couldn't figure it. He made them choose. Pilate's a smart man, right? And see, this I can understand. Good common sense, right? Now, he was in a situation where, if he didn't do it, he would be called a treason against Caesar, which would made him, he could have been put to death. So he was kind of, it could, things could have happened bad. I think maybe, or he was exiled or something. I don't know. But Pilate was like, I'm not touching this man, and I'm not touching this issue, and that's your issue. You deal with it. He at least had this sense. These cats up in the government right now, that just shows you. They blew money. They blew the economy. So this is how screwed up they are at now. And now they're literally taking the obvious marriage. I mean... what's left to screw? I hate to ask the question, but there's very few things left to screw up after. How you screw up marriage? That's what I said about the Betty Bowers. The Betty Bowers things. Out of all people, like to ridicule that, but it says God lets you do this, and you can rape a woman and then pay her. But at least you're having sex, right? So out of all the ways that God gave us to screw up sex, screw up marriage and our relationship with a male and female, the one thing he said, at least have sex right. If you're gonna do that, screw that up. All the ways you can do this. So they literally screwed up marriage. Literally are trying to screw up marriage. And it's just corruption, money, and won't let the people vote on it. Because every time they vote on it, the people say, no, we don't want this because we know better. It's common sense. So I'm way past my time right now. But God bless y'all. I hope